Hello and welcome to the Pharmacy Informatics Professor 2020 with your host, Dr. Armin Simonian. Did you know that many of the medications that we dispense in our hospitals and retail pharmacies are counterfeit? Yes, right now this is true and it is shocking, but it is such a problem that the FDA has stepped in. There have been regulations passed to try and correct this situation and keep track of medications from the time that they're manufactured and leave the manufacturer's facility to the time that they go to the wholesaler and then eventually to your pharmacy for dispensing. And I want to talk about that today. It's called track and trace technology. There's a lot of different names for it, but we'll get into that. Let me bring up a presentation and let's talk about counterfeit medications and how we're going to remedy this situation to make sure that we're tracking and tracing those medications and that we don't have any counterfeit medications sitting on our shelves. So how do you really know that that medication that you got into the pharmacy seems to have a valid barcode, NDC number, you scanned it into your system, but how do you really know if it's clean, if it's been stored properly, if it's really the right medication in the right bottle, or if it's something that's been intercepted, relabeled, and handled inappropriately? There's a book that I would recommend, and this is the Journal Club part of this presentation. I'm going to call it Journal Club, but it's really a book review. If you want to get scared and really see how deep the problem is, this book was written a number of years ago, but it's still a problem that we're having now. And it has to do with how illicit counterfeit drugs are getting into our drug supply system in the United States. Now, in 2013, President Obama signed this law into effect, the Drug Quality and Security Act, and part of that is Title II is the Drug Supply Chain Security Act, DSCSA. And this is something that's also called track and trace or chain of custody or e-pedigree. But basically, this law has been put into place. It was given a 10-year horizon, so it's supposed to take effect in the year 2023. So we're only a couple of years away from that now. And what we want to do, as I mentioned before, is track everything from the point of manufacture to the point of receiving at the pharmacy and dispensing. Now, if you want to find all the details about this law, you can go to www.fda.gov. So I didn't write it down here, but just go to the FDA website and search for DSCSA or the Drug Supply Chain Security Act, and you will find all of the information on implementation of this law. In 2019, just a couple of years ago, there was a pilot program put into place. So this is a huge effort. It really takes a lot to really get this rolling. And that's why a 10-year horizon was set. So you can see here that by 2023, we have to have all of this interoperable electronic system established and in place. There are a lot of words on this screen, so I'm not going to read all of them, but just let me tell you what we're trying to do. Every single wholesaler, every single person who handles a drug shipment at any stage has to be licensed and have an ID number. And then every product that's shipped, not only does the product itself have to have a barcode identifier, but the shipment needs to have a tracking ID number. And sometimes this is called a G10, a global tracking ID number. But we not only want to track what drug it is, but we want to know when it was shipped and who shipped it. And then all along the way, we can scan that package and see who touched it and document that so that there is a history, just like a UPS or FedEx tracking of where that shipment started and where it has ended up along the way at distribution points and the final destination when it gets to your pharmacy. Now, if we do detect counterfeit medications, Then there are regulations in place here on how to quarantine those medications or that shipment, and alert the FDA and then handle that counterfeit or illicit medication. And there has to be a notification system so that everybody knows that the supply chain has been contaminated, and to be aware that there could be more issues with that drug or that lot or that shipment. So basically, in a nutshell, that's what the regulation is trying to do. We want to track and trace, make sure that we know who touched that shipment. So we want a chain of custody, who had custody of that shipment all along the way, so that we can ensure that foreign drugs or drugs that have been diverted or relabeled or not handled properly don't get back into the supply chain and don't end up on your shelves, so that you're not dispensing counterfeit medications, but you're dispensing the right product that's clean and effective and has been handled properly, and you can ensure with 100% accuracy that it is what it says it is. So if this discussion of track and trace technology has been helpful for you, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll thank you for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, look after the health of others, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.